He's been given some power. A Brahmanical power is there. And so he is very eager to show his power. Now an opportunity came here. Apparently Parikshit Maharaj has done some mistake. Apparently, this is his childish calculation. And so immediately he became iti uktva roshatam raksho. He became very angry. And how much angry? Tam raksha. His eyes have become red hot. That means he is really angry. Anger has reached top position. Actually, when anger goes out of control, then what happens is, we will not recognize with whom we are talking. We will forget with whom we are dealing with. This is the danger with anger. For example, when angry, the person doesn't recognize that he is dealing with his own wife, his own children, his own family members. He becomes so angry. He doesn't recognize that he is dealing with his own brother, father, mother. No such discrimination. Anger is shaking. And then under those circumstances, we see some horrible things happening. Father killing son, son killing father, mother, their own family members. Supposed to be having a very loving relationship. But then you see when they are angry, you see they forget this. That's why Krishna says, when someone is very angry, he will lose his memory. He'll forget. And then he loses his discrimination. Intelligence becomes polluted. Of course, nowadays we don't see any loving families like that. Every family has become a place of misery. Lot of quarrels and fighting, and this is how it is. But the principle we can see that as soon as he became very angry, he also forgot. Whom is he dealing with? He is dealing with Parikshit Maharaj. He forgot that. The emperor of the world is dealing with the emperor of the world. But then, because he is very angry, that memory has gone, that he is dealing with the emperor of the world, whole thing has gone, and then he wants to show, see, look how I am going to handle him now. Then what did he do? Kaushiki apa upasprushya. He purified himself by touching the water of Kaushiki river. Touch them. Before we go for any deity worship, we want to do arati, we want to do any of those things, then first the water will be touched. We do achaman also. Same thing we see with Ashwatthama also. Before he chanted his mantra for invoking Brahmastra, first he is touching the water and purifying himself. So when you purify himself and utter words, particularly in those days with all the Brahmanical power, very powerful. Ashwadhama could produce a Brahmastra. Now here Prabhupada is saying, Vag Vajram. He has produced a thunderbolt of words. Visasarjaha, he threw those words. It's like those sentences went like a thunderbolt. So that is Brahmanical power. If somebody practices Brahmanical duties, he gets trained up in that, then he'll be very powerful. Most importantly, his words will be very powerful. So, Satya, Dhamma, all these qualities, 12 qualities, are manifest in a Brahmana. And so, his words will be very truthful. Brahmana means he never lies. Even if his enemy comes and asks, "What are you doing?" he will tell it off. This is Brahman. He doesn't know diplomacy. That is Kshatriya. Diplomacy, political talk, all that he doesn't know. Brahmanical means straightforward. He will tell off. Enemy comes and asks, "What are you doing against me?" He will tell off his whole strategy. This is Brahmana. That's why Brahmanas are not meant to be ruling. They are not meant for ruling an organization, a country, or a place. Because king means, or administrator means, he has to do politics, he will be diplomatic. This is the world. He has to be like that. And so, that Brahmana means because he never lies, his words will become truthful. So, similarly, he is uttering some words here today. Tomorrow we'll see what are those words. They will also become truthful. They have to manifest. So, in this world, anything to manifest, if something has to come, it will start with these words. So, the first it has to internal work happens, and then it comes out as words, and then those words take shape. Manifestation happens like that. In fact, the entire world came from sound. The entire material world has come from sound. So, after the sound element got produced, then the rest of the ingredients start coming up, and the ingredients for various manifestations of this world are manifested. They all came out from sound, and finally they all take shape. So, a material sound has that power. For example, a young boy, he completes his degree and then he desires, okay, I want to study further in America, I want to study, or I want to do a job in America. He starts talking. He listens. Sound, it's all about sound. He listens, what is America? Then immediately he desires, yes, I also want to go there. So the whole world has been created in his mind just by hearing sound. That's the power of sound. Sound can create a world. So that boy, because he is now living in his mental world, created by the sound, he heard, go on hearing, America. Many people has gone to Ukraine also. They were doing MBBS and all, because in India MBBS has become very costly. Ordinary people cannot afford. So Ukraine has become a very nice target. The other day I met one young man. His mother is a devotee of our temple. That young man is stuck in that Ukraine war. She was very anxious. What will happen? Anyway, we did some archana, Narsinghadev. Finally that boy came back and was so happy. Came to the temple. Thanksgiving, it's called. They want to thank you, the Lord. Anyway, so that boy was telling, he is studying in Ukraine. The next anxiety is, after this war, those universities will not be operational for quite some time, because now Russia is more or less grounding the country. No buildings are visible, it's like that. So now it may take a long time, so they're all worried what will happen to my boy's education. So anyway, why did they go to Ukraine? Because they heard somebody said, this country is like this country is like that, it is so nice. Particularly for Indians, it is very nice because there are a lot of Hinduism is there in Ukraine. ISKCON has 50 centers. There are food for life or whatever that has been given. So they visualize there is a world created. So that is the material sound. It has got so much potency, very powerful. So then, if ordinary sound has such potency, what about spiritual sound? So Prabhupada in one purport he explains, there is a Vedic aphorism. One of the Vedanta Sutra says, Shabdad Anavrutti. By Shabda, one can get liberated from this world. Shabdad Anavrutti. The Shabda this Ukraine boy heard is not liberating him. It is entangling in this world. He has developed a lot of hope. A great hope he has developed. Yes, I can complete my course. Then I can become very big. The other day I was mentioning, any knowledge means it should develop vairagya in a person. This is the definition of knowledge. Jnana vairagya, Vasudeve Bhagavati. So this vairagya is important. Any knowledge should lead to vairagya. Oh, I am in a temporary world. I am in a miserable world. What am I doing here? This is the kind of feeling that one has to get if he is really knowledgeable. So the Bhaktivinoda Thakur has mentioned about this, vidya that we are all learning. Vidyar Vilas from Sharanagati, he says, I was reading this verse the other day also. He says, Podite podite bharasa haile. Bharosa, bharilo. So in Bengali verse it is saying, Podite podite means by reading and reading, what happened to me? Bharosa aa gaya. What is that bharosa? I can also be successful in this world. I can also enjoy in this world. I can also do something in this world. His hopes grew for a permanent life, for a happy life. The hopes have increased. But this is ignorance. Knowledge means what? He knows that this world is temporary. Anything can happen. The other day, just opposite our temple, we're all yesterday we were coming. One person died. Whole family is wailing and wailing, crying and crying the whole night. And all those cries have reached our ashram also. Sound is very powerful. Some of us could not get some proper sleeps also. It's like that. Very, very loudly they are all crying. But then that is not a surprise. That is what this world is. That is what this world is. So what happened to our knowledge? What happened to all our education? Education means you should teach the truth. And what is the truth? That this world is temporary. Don't have any hopes that I can also become very big. I can achieve something very big. That's why Bharosa Bharilo. Bhaktivinoda Thakur saying this Mayar Vidya, This Vidya which we learn in our universities and colleges and all those things, what is that Vidya? It will give you hope. Now I have a big degree. First of all, you will get little hope once you cross 10th class. 10th pass means, oh, 10th pass. Then once you pass 10 plus 2, little more hope. Then you get some degree, little more. Like that, as the tail increases, our hopes increase. That I can be better than the others in achieving something in this world. I can be the number one. So this is how the world is running, without looking into what is the truth. The truth is that nobody can stay here. Where is that education? Have you seen any college where they say, Haribol, when you go out, that world will not stay. You will not stay too much. Maximum 60, 70 years. Don't waste your time in all this podite. Is there any college or university which will tell you that this world is temporary and so don't waste your time here? Nobody will tell you. I have read so many years, not even one word. You all studied, not even one word. Any college or university told you that this world is temporary, you are eternal. Nobody told. That education is lacking. Everybody is very hopeful. As soon as they pass out of the college, they'll be waiting, where is the employment? Where is employment? There's an employment crisis all over the world and in this country also. Everybody is asking, where is employment? Where is employment? So the education that is being taught in this world is not a truthful education. They're not telling the facts. They're keeping the people in ignorance. They encourage them in that ignorance. And then they leave. Thousands and thousands will come out from the colleges every year. And they're very eager for employment. This is the kind of education. Whereas Brahmana means he knows the truth. That yes, this world is temporary. Aham Brahmasmi. I know that I am a spiritual entity. I am eternal. He knows the truth. Where is this truthful education happening? Nowhere. Our Gurukuls used to teach like this. Gurukula is a system where they teach the truth. Modern education is the place where they teach all false things. That you can be happy, you can be this, you can be that. And most, horrible education is that yes, you can become God. This is the highest ignorance. The institutions or the paths which teach that yes, you can become God, this is the worst education. Maya's last snare, Maya's last effect. So that is, Brahmana means he is not interested in such false education, artificially. He is interested in truth. What is the truthful education? So that's why they become very powerful, because they understand what is the truth. So coming back to the power of education, knowledge or sound, so that sound has a potency, Shabdad Anavrutti, to get liberated from this world. Right? But as I said, this Mayar Vidya, that will not liberate. That gives you hopes. So you hope, not in this life, next life, next life, next life. Life will go on. Hopes will remain, but life will go on. But if you can hear a different kind of a sound that has a potency to liberate, take you out of this world. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Golokera Premadana, Harinam Sankirtan. So if you hear the sound which is coming from the transcendental world, you get access to that sound. That sound has everything. That sound is complete, and it has everything. The whole spiritual world is there. Like that Ukraine sound has every information of that world. Similarly, this sound also has everything. So when somebody he hears this sound, and then he, he gets convinced. Yes, there is a transcendental world. So such a devotee who is not even interested in this world, doesn't want any achievements here. He doesn't want to show off anything here. He is interested in reaching that world. He is interested in getting that association of the transcendental personality of Godhead. So you can see Vaishnava's mentality and this Brahmana's mentality. This Brahmana, he wanted to show off his power. Vaishnavas are not interested. They want to simply chant nicely and then go back to Krishna. They have no ambitions to achieve in this world. That's why we should not have any motivations. We have no ambition. We don't want to become any powerful or any famous and this and that. So that's why Vaishnavas are higher than Brahmana. Because they understand that there is no use. But here we see this childish boy. He wants to show his Brahmanical power, and then he is cursing. Vaishnavas don't curse ordinarily. Sometimes it appears to be cursing, like Narada cursing. But actually that is meant for a higher purpose. Actually this incident also, a higher purpose is there for the Lord. That's why we see such a curse is coming to Maharaj Parikshit. So here that is proving the power of the sound. That's why our words have to be very careful. Curse will work in this world. And anybody curses, it will work. Not only Brahman. He is having power, so his words are Vag Vajram. Like a thunderbolt it came. But any curse will work. And similarly, opposite, blessings also will work. Curses will work and blessings will work. So that's why we should so nicely serve Vaishnavas that we should get blessings. That should be our mode. Tandere charana sevi bhakta sanevas. One should aspire to live in association of Vaishnavas so that he can get blessings. And how you get blessings? By serving them, by serving Prabhupada's mission, by cooperating with Vaishnavas and serving Guru's mission. This is our goal, that's all. We have nothing, no aspiration. We want to see that this institution, the spreading of Krishna consciousness, becomes bigger and bigger. That's all. That ambition is also not ours. That is Prabhupada's ambition. So we accept Prabhupada's ambition as our ambition, and then whatever is possible we should do it. That's all. This is the simplest. If some other Vaishnava is spreading something nicely, we'll go and serve him. If somebody is able to do something nicely, yes, we'll support him also. Vaishnava culture means we appreciate and support other Vaishnavas. Outside culture means we suppress, exploit other people. I should go up and he should be crushed. This is outside world. But Vaishnavas means no. Oh, Prabhu is doing very nicely and we encourage, we support, we serve. Depending on the authorized services, we should serve other Vaishnavas to achieve big things. So sometimes Prabhupada used to say that I am attracting all young boys to come and join this movement. So their parents are cursing me. Prabhupada used to say this. Like Narada Muni got curse from Daksha Prajapati, that Narada Muni has converted all his sons into devotees. He has 10,000 sons. They all took sannyas. And so now Daksha was very unhappy. So he cursed Narada Muni. So similarly Prabhupada says, even I was cursed. That's why I cannot stay anywhere more than 3 days. Prabhupada used to, he said, this has become a boon that I can go on traveling and preach. In the later years, Prabhupada has handed over his curse to his disciples. His sannyasi disciples, he handed over you. Now you take the curse. So, yes, very powerful these curses, and similarly blessings. Okay, so actually we should deal with this world very carefully so that nobody curses us. Nobody curses this institution. We should not make any enemies of the institution. We should try, behave and act in such a way that enemies are not created. And if they are created on their own, we'll try to minimize their enmity. So this should be our goal, ensure that there are no curses and no cases against us. People are like that, very envious. So here, Brahminical power, he is misusing. This is the beginning of Kali. Yes, misusing, he want to show off, childish, not understood what is he doing. And because he cursed, Prabhupada is saying here, by killing a king like Maharaj Parikshit, just to make a show of acquired Brahminical power, he is doing a great mistake. It's actually a great mistake. So that's why we should not have ill feelings towards our seniors, our authorities. We should not curse and think, okay, but that is not our culture. We should always respect seniors and authorities, seek their blessings, and then, because we will not know the value of a devotee till he, let us say some devotees of late, during COVID too or something like that, we have lost some devotees. They passed away. And it's not that we should wake up only at that time, oh, how Prabhu, how valuable, how his association, his contribution. It's not that we realize the value of Vaishnavas only when they pass away. We should recognize and aspire for their blessings and association when they are living and contributing. Here also Parikshit Maharaj's contribution to this fellow is unable to remember because Tamaraksha, his eyes have become very red hot and then he is in anger. He forgot everything and he has fallen into material pool. So we'll see what is his curse and how it is been communicated to Maharaj Parikshit. Any questions? Shri Prabhupada ki jai,
Hare
Srimad
Krishna.
Bhagavatam
Please
ki jai.
subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon. Never miss any updates.